Do you like immolating your enemies in fiery death? Perfect, because we're painting salamanders. Here's all the paints and stuffs. And here's the salamander in question. It was generously printed by Will from Model Citizens Gaming Club here in Melbourne, and the file is from Raventwin Minis. I'll put a link in the description. These are a great alternative to the poor, unfortunate, horribly deformed Games Workshop version that you can only get in finecast resin, which had such bad PR that Games Workshop stopped using the words finecast. That should give you an idea of how bad they are. But while they're a great alternative, they're still not the most dynamic of lizards, and they lack a little spice. So we're going to change that and make these fire-breathing bad boys as badass as we can with little to no effort. Let's go. Step 1, prime black. It seems kind of counterintuitive since we're going for glowing fire lizards, but I want high value contrast and a fast and precise control over where my lights are on this guy. And this is a great way to do it. Next, we're going to build up our light volumes with white ink through the airbrush.
Oh no, not another airbrush video.
Do it with a regular brush then, see if I care. It'll take a million hours and not look as good. It'll be fine. Do it with a regular brush, whatever. So, because we're going for a glowing fire lizard, I'm not just doing Yoldi Zenithal spray here. I'm really concentrating on making this central torso part the brightest. This is where the glowy fire lives, in his belly. That and, you know, obviously the glowy fire coming out of his mouth. All done? Now we can move straight to the glowy fire business. I start off with a light yellow and go over most of the model with a very thin coat. On the central torso, I want to almost leave some white, but not quite. Don't worry if you forget some bits or you miss bits, this step's going to be mostly covered up. Then I'll move on to orange, which, by the way, is the main color we perceive when looking at fire or glowing hot metal. Orange hot. Doesn't really roll off the tongue. I apply the orange in a few layers, building up a bit more saturation and color here, but leaving that top kind of central line, that bright yellow color. And already you see where this is going. Then onto the red. I usually use Mephiston red from Citadel here, but I ran out. So a combination of these two is gonna have to do for now. Following the same vein, I just hit the underside and the legs, making sure to leave orange as my main tone. Look, we could finesse this, but then it wouldn't be much of a speed paint, would it? Onto the details. I imagine these fire-breathing lizards to be kind of ethereal and elemental, and so for the eyes, I just go with the same bright yellow with white in the pupils. Simple, effective, looks great on the tabletop. Claws and teeth are just a base and highlight of any old bone colors. We're painting for effect here, so let's not spend too long. I mix up a neutral metallic tone for the bracelet looking bits, and then give them some visual interest and tonal contrast with two contrast paints. Green for the upward faces and brown for the downwards faces. Again, not precious, just smack it on. And then the PVA glue. You can do this, or just brush it on like a normal person. What we're doing here is a preparation step for the crackle paint step. PVA all over the back and shoulders, and then wait for that to dry. If you're doing this on a 33 degrees Celsius day like me, that's about 2 minutes flat. Then the fun bit. Because of aforesaid stupidly hot temperature, I had to rush this step a bit. I used the crackle paint straight out of the pot and slopped quite a thick layer straight on. It started to dry almost instantly, so working quite quickly, I cover the area I want and then speed up the drying even more with a hairdryer. This, combined with the PVA, makes for optimum crackle. And here they are, looking great. You can stop here and it'll look fantastic on the table. But I couldn't help myself, the spines just looked a little flat and boring, so I mixed up a light orange from what was already on the palette and quickly ran over the edges of them just for a tiny touch of extra interest. You're gonna want to chuck them on an interesting and vibrant jungle base, for which I have a video. Kill me. This is definitely one of the best paint jobs for time efficiency I've done. These things look really good, really quickly. And it's super simple to do. Incidentally, you can do pretty much the exact same set of steps for like basing, lava bases. Don't have a video for that yet, but I will. Let me know what you reckon in the comments, and if this video had any value to you, I'd love it if you subscribed. Sweet, see you next time.